po nałożeniu wszystkich kar. Richard Leinsalu, Ada Zalagaitis, Katarina Sepp na miejscu 4, Aurora Filiberti, Kimili Lep na miejscu 5, a ostatni na mecie melduje się Ayrton Cecere z Włoch.
We are going to switch the staging out. We are bringing in the runabout juniors. We're going to pull them out of the water. They've got 2 opportunities for egress. I see Roberto Mariani moving his way down the ramp. Got a chance to watch his first pole position performance yesterday afternoon. And of course, we're going to get a chance to see some more freestyle today. We have a major schedule to go through. We're on race number 5. This is Runabout Veteran GP1. We're going to have Ski GP2 coming at you, Runabout GP2, and then Ski Ladies GP1. And then our final race in the morning session is going to be Moto 1 of Ski GP1. You don't want to miss any of that. We'll take a quick lunch break, and then we'll be back with Runabout GP1. That'll be that first moto, and that'll complete our first motos. And then we're going to flip over to moto number 2.
Mamy małe przesunięcie, jeśli chodzi o avant program dzisiejszego dnia zawodów. Ski Ladies GP1, ta klasa jeszcze w bloku przedpołudniowym, natomiast popołudniowe ściganie po przerwie obiadowej rozpoczynamy od klasy Runabout GP1, czyli tych najmocniejszych skuterów wodnych. A teraz na linii startu nasi 3 naszych polskich rajderów: Arek Bartyzel numer 70, Adaś Wasilewski numer 74 i Tomek Kaźmierczak numer 151. Poza tym na linii startu Sergiej Prokofiew z Estonii, Margus Keskula z Estonii, Witautas Pożarska z Litwy i kolejny Estończyk Walerii Trujecew, a także Hans-Werner Reichhardt z Niemiec.
Jedziesz z wózkiem po lody, bo jadę im lody wziąć. Idziemy na lody?
Looks like boat number 74, that's Adam Wasilewski from Poland. Is going to have the pole position on the inside. And Valerie Truzhnev from Estonia will have the pole position on the outside. As soon as they come back, we'll do a quick rundown and get you squared away who is in this race. But you're about to watch Veteran Runabout, and this is going to be the GP1 division.
Rajderzy już w przejeździe za marszalem, za Poznanie z torem i za chwileczkę wrócą na linię startu, a Dan Dawson w tej chwili porozmawia sobie ze zwycięzcą biegu pierwszego w klasie Runabout GP4 Junior. To jest Richard Leinsalu z Estonii.
I wasn't too bad. I'm learning slowly. All right, so I'm down here with Richard, but say your first. Richard is your first name then, Richard? So they've got it backwards because we're calling Lihan Salu. So we got to fix that on the sheets, but Richard is your first name. All right, boat number 252 is killing it. I'll just put it that way. How'd you feel on the track today, bud?
I think the start was like, okay, they got in front of me, but as I went, the jet ski is really fast, so it went like through the roof, and I don't know how to say this, but it went like
super fast.
Fast, yeah. And then I got the whole shot. I was like really happy, and yeah.
Yeah, you looked really good, and what was interesting, you stayed very consistent on your lap times throughout the race. What have you been doing to train off the water during the winter?
Water, at like half year, I did Thai box. I've been doing it like 5 years. Then I stopped doing it because it wasn't enough training for me. Now I do it with my father. Shout out to my father. I do CrossFit with him, and also I go to gym, and yeah, everything else.
Richard, you're amazing. Thank you so much for coming down and hanging out. I can't wait to see you in Moto2.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bud. Go get some rest.
Nie wiem, czy słyszeliście, proszę Państwa, Reinhard Lein Salu to człowiek bardzo wysportowany. Posłuchajcie, tajski boks, po pierwsze, siłownia od czasu do czasu. Dużo ćwiczy, no i efekty tego widać było właśnie w tej chwili na torze. A tymczasem już weterani ustawiają się na linii startu po przejeździe za marszalem. Klasa Runabout Veterans GP1 z udziałem naszych mocno ściskamy kciuki. Numer 70, przypomnę, to Arek Bartyzel, Adaś Wasilewski, numer 74 i 151 to jest Tomek Kaźmierczak. Oprócz tego Sergiej Prokofiew z numerem 4 z Estonii, Margus Keskula, Estonia, numer 7 Witautas Pożalska z Litwa, numer 17 Walerii Trujecew, numer 39 Estonia i Hans-Werner Reichhardt z Niemiec, to jest numer 66, a więc wielkie emocje przed nami, ściskamy kciuki za Poland Team.
We are on Runabout Veterans GP1. Once again, I wanted to point out that Valerie Trujecev from Estonia on boat number 39 is going to have that pole position on the outside. And it is going to be Adam Wasilewski riding for Poland on the pole position on that inside split. Also down on the line, we've got Sergei Prokofiev from Estonia, Margus Keskula also riding for Estonia. Vytautas Pozankis riding for Lithuania. He'll be on boat number 17. Reichardt Hans Werner from Germany on boat number 66. Arkadiusz Bartziel from Poland is on boat number 70. And Tomasz Kamozek riding for Poland on boat number 151. That's your lineup as we get ready to go for Runabout Veteran GP1. This will be a 15-minute moto plus an extra lap just for fun. Wow, gorgeous afternoon, and you can actually see that lineup right on the live stream.
Raiders w gotowości. Komenda ready to go właśnie się pojawiła. Grzane silniki i za chwileczkę zobaczymy, co pokaże nasza trójka, co pokaże Poland Team w tym wyścigu. Pierwszy bieg w klasie Runabout GP1 Veterans.
Wasilewski with a good start on that inside split.
Adaś Wasilewski z bardzo dobrym startem z pole position.
Oh, he's got a lot of company.
Wow. Straszne zamieszanie na tych ciasnych wirażach. Ale wszyscy wychodzą czysto na tą prostą, gdzie będzie można zapiąć klamkę.
Yeah, I know who that was. That was Hans Werner Reichert. Reichert out of Germany with a slick pass. Man, he converted nicely. Reichardt's going to take the whole shot. And it's going to be Valerie Trujecev from Estonia in second. Tomasz Kazimierczak. I was close. Kazimierczak from Poland will be up in third. Thank you, Tomak. Adam Wasilewski, although he had a good start, wasn't able to convert that over to a whole shot. He'll be back in fourth. It's going to be Arkadiusz Bartzel up in that fifth place spot. But Reichert Hans Werner, man, he had a really fast pass. That was lovely to watch. Nice move for Reichert. So that puts Germany at the top of the pack. You are watching the start here for Runabout Vet GP1.
Hans-Werner Reichhardt jak na razie na pierwszej pętli jest najszybszy w tym wyścigu. Tomek Kaźmierczak przed chwileczką dosłownie wskoczył na pozycję drugą, trzeci płynie Walerii Trujecew, no i dalej Adaś Wasilewski na czwartej pozycji, Arek Bartyzel na miejscu piątym, z tyłu ma Litwina Witautasa Pożalskasa, na miejscu siódmym płynie aktualnie Sergiej Prokofiew, a stawkę zamyka Margus Keskula, także z Estonii, podobnie jak Sergiej Prokofiew. Hans-Werner Reichhardt ciągle na prowadzeniu. Tomek Kaźmierczak wskakuje na pozycję drugą. Walerii Trujecew jest teraz trzeci, Adaś czwarty, Arek piąty.
Wow. All right. Reichhardt, 57 years fast. Yeah. That's what I'm showing anyway. I hope I didn't just lie. That would be awkward. Again, your rundown. Ricard Hans Werner from Germany after 2 laps had a 2 flat. Just take a look here. Nope, I lied to you. 2.0083 actually for Ricard Hans Werner on lap number 1. Tomasz Kamerzak out of Poland with a 2:02.82 up in second. Valery Tuyezev from Estonia in third with a 2:05.54, and Adam Wasilewski from Poland with a 2:08.01. That was lap number 1. Their full lap time.
Tomek Kaźmierczak ma w tej chwili 2 sekundy i 1/100 straty do prowadzenia prowadzącego Hansa Wernera Rajsiarda. Walerii Trujece trzeci. Adaś Wasilewski jest już trzeci.
Yeah, Arkadiusz Barzel been moving. He just got up into that 4th place spot. You keep your eye on boat number 70. He's riding like a little rocket ship. Again, you're watching the GP1 class, so that means it's full-blown motors out here. Fully loaded, so you can expect some pretty high speeds. And the first laps indicating that with that 2 flat for Ricard.
Dwójkę Polaków mamy w tej chwili w pierwszej trójce. To są Tomek Kaźmierczak, Adaś Wasilewski, Walerii Trujece w płynie 4. Pinki, czyli Arek Bartyzel, jest aktualnie na pozycji 5.
All right, unfortunately, I don't have a ton of background on the top 3 riders other than Hansi. The 57-year-old phenom. Man, he is just scooting through this track. That's the race leader that you're watching on boat 66 out of Germany. Gentleman right behind him is the rider from Poland, Tomasz Kazmierczak. God, I love Tomak. He always keeps me honest. Thank you, bud. Kazmierczak. I like how aggressive the sounds are in Polish. See, Auntie down there, you want to ride one of those boats. I saw you.
Lithuanian names is harder.
It is
to
harder.
speak.
Yeah, it is. Polish is tough. Teddy Pons down there hanging out, getting an eye on the track as they get ready for Runabout GP1 to make their debut in the first moto after lunch break. And a special thanks to the guys who put together all this live stream. We're getting the chance to watch this lake, and I don't have the name of the lake, but this is one of the largest reservoirs in Poland. It's over 42 kilometers long. Cheresko? Jeziorsko. Yeah, Tomak fixed me again. Again, it's the biggest lake, one of the biggest lakes in Poland. No change, Ricard Hans Werner from Germany. We're on lap number 5. This is gonna, yeah, we're about 5, almost 6 minutes into it. It's 15-minute moto plus a lap. If you guys want to catch this on the live stream, feel free to jump onto my Facebook page. I've got it. And I'm pretty sure Emmy, our social media manager for the UIM ABP Aquabike European Tour, she'll get that posted as well on their site. But meanwhile, you're more than welcome to jump on the Facebook page, and we've got it for you.
Jesteśmy na 5. pętli tego wyścigu. W tej chwili 6. minuta spośród 15, które są do przepłynięcia. 15 minut plus 1 okrążenie. Tyle trwa bieg w klasie Runabout Veterans GP1, a Poland Team bardzo blisko siebie i za plecami Niemca Hansa Wernera Rajsiarda. Drugi jest Tomek Kaźmierczak, Adaś Wasilewski płynie 3, Arek Bartyzel aktualnie jest 4.
Reinhardt continues to hold off the pack, but not by much. The distance has been reduced quite a bit. 2.56 is all that separates Ricard for Tomasz. Tomasz Kamerzak is going to keep the pressure on. He is a very quick Polish rider. We've had a chance to talk about him quite a bit. Yeah, you actually know a little bit about Tomasz, if you want to share.
Tomasz is for now oldest riders in Poland.
Oh.
Very, very long. I hope 14, 20 years on track.
Wow. All right, Tomasz has had a very rich career. Over 20 years racing. He's currently in second place, chasing down the German. Ricard Hanswerner.
Tomek had many problems
Many.
with engine.
Oh, really?
When real competition, when Thomas goes, he had a problem with engine. He must to paddle goes, and really in this race, all is okay.
Yeah, Adam Wesolewski, by the way, has moved up into that third place spot. Arkadiusz Bartzel is in fourth. Valery Tuyesev from Estonia back in fifth. Just to give you a bit of an update, Margus Keskela is a little bit back as well. He's currently in seventh.
Tomek Kaźmierczak, mówiliśmy właśnie o tym przed chwilą. Przecież ja nie chcę krakać, bo jeżeli coś mówię o Tomku Kaźmierczaku, to wtedy nadchodzi, a więc ściskam mocno kciuki za to, aby Tomek w tej chwili na tej drugiej pozycji co najmniej do mety dopłynął. A płynie właśnie drugi cały Poland Team podczas tego wyścigu. Trzyma się bardzo blisko siebie. Tomek Kaźmierczak, Adaś Wasilewski, Arek Bartyzel kolejno drugie, trzecie i czwarte miejsce.
And you can see just how big this track is. We typically do about 1.2 to 1.6 kilometers. This one's clocking out a little bit longer. It is 2.3 approximately kilometers. We've got over 50 buoys out on the track right now, and they are having to navigate pretty much every one of them on these laps. 15-minute moto. We're currently at about 9:16 for this first moto. Ricard Hanswerner on lap number 7, still leading.
Mamy 7. okrążenie, jesteśmy na półmetku czasowym, to 9 minuta, 10 właściwie już rozpoczęła się. Rozpoczął ją właśnie Tomek Kaźmierczak na prowadzeniu. Change on top 3.
Yeah, Tomek caught it. He came out of that split section. Tomasz Kaźmierczak actually moved in. The oldest rider, by the way, just moved into the lead.
Jeden z naszych najbardziej doświadczonych zawodników, oczywiście obok Poland Team, obok Andrzeja Wasilewskiego, Tomek Kaźmierczak w tej chwili w klasie Veterans na prowadzeniu. Udało mu się wyprzedzić Hansa Wernera Reicharda. Adaś płynie w tej chwili trzeci, Arek jest czwarty.
All right, so a new race leader, as we had talked about, Tomasz Kaźmierczak from Poland. We are on lap number 8, 10 minutes on the clock, and wow, what a good move for the gentleman. He was over on the right-hand side of the track when he moved into that lead position. Ricard second, Adam Wesolewski, as I'd mentioned, had moved up from fourth into third. Arkadiusz Bartzel also on the move, he's in fourth, and Valery Tuyesev in fifth. Tomas on the 151 boat.
Tomek Kaźmierczak właśnie w tej chwili na waszych ekranach, na tym żółtym skuterze. Tomek Kaźmierczak, Adaś Wasilewski wskakuje na pozycję drugą, rządzimy w tym wyścigu. Hans-Werner Reichard spada na miejsce trzecie.
Adam just moved around as well. Yeah, Adam Wesolewski from Poland. So you've got two Poland riders in the top two, and Ricard actually hitting the brakes a bit, moved back into that third spot.
Adaś Wasilewski, wspominałem, dawno niewidziany na polskich wodach w akcji, na co dzień mieszka w Niemczech, we Frankfurcie, tam też pływa często. Widać go w akcji właśnie podczas niemieckich mistrzostw. Do Czech też od czasu do czasu zawita. No i oczywiście to południe Polski, to jest jego teren. A dzisiaj tutaj możemy go zobaczyć w bardzo dobrej akcji, zobaczyć go z bardzo dobrej strony podczas wyścigu w ramach pierwszej rundy Mistrzostw Europy Skuterów Wodnych Federacji UIM. Tu właśnie w Ostrowie Warckim mamy dwójkę Polaków w czołówce. Tomek Kaźmierczak, Adam Wasilewski, Hans-Werner Reichard płynie trzeci, a za nim Arek Bartyzel na pozycji czwartej.
Yeah, Tomasz Kaźmierczak just took a look back. You could tell he eyeballed Adam Wesolewski. I think he just noticed that his buddy was right behind him. So I wonder if Tomasz feels like he's going to have to hit another gear here as his riding mate, Adam Wesolewski, going to put a little pressure on him. Let's put a stopwatch on these gentlemen. Again, Tomasz Kaźmierczak from Poland, leading after a splendid pass 2 laps ago. 5.28 seconds is what separates first and second place.
A do mnie docierają takie sygnały nieoficjalne oczywiście. Nie, dobra, skoro marszał mówi, żeby nie mówić, no to nie będę mówił. W każdym razie ściskamy kciuki. Być może te podium będzie nasze. Tomek Kaźmierczak, Adaś Wasilewski, Hans-Werner Reichart i Arek Bartyzel płynący na pozycji 4. W dalszej kolejności jest 5. Walerii Trujecew, Witauta Spożarska na pozycji 6. 7. Margus Keskula, a stawkę zamyka w tej chwili Siergiej Prokofiew pływający w barwach Estonii. 13 minuta tego wyścigu właśnie się rozpoczęła. No i jesteśmy na 10. okrążeniu. Tomek Kaźmierczak rozpoczyna pętlę 11.
Looks like boat number 4 having some engine challenges. That's Sergei Prokofiev from Estonia. He actually had moved out of the way for Adam Weseleski coming through. That's the rider that you were watching that had moved. But I think he's got some engine challenges. He does not look like he is running at full horsepower. Tomasz Kamerziak from Poland, after a second place start behind Reichardt, has taken over that lead and dominated for the past several laps.
What happened?
Adam Wasilewski lives in Frankfurt in Germany and he ran in Germany competition. I see a long time ago here in Poland.
Oh, that's very cool. Oh, yeah, good update. Thanks, bud. All right, sounds like we do have a rider under review. That's possible that Reichardt, Hans Werner, might be under review. We'll get you the update on that as we get that information. And it would be possible either went the wrong way or missed a buoy and did not pick up the penalty buoy, or had a premature start or something on that start line and then did not do the stop and go. We'll get you the update on which that was. There is your overshot view of the runabout Veterans GP1 class. And the gentleman in the lead, Tomasz Kamerziak from Poland. We're 12 laps into this, so we're at the 15-minute mark, which means they should get the white flag this next lap. By the way, what's going to be up next is Ski GP2 and then Runabout GP2, and then we're going to the GP1 division. Tomasz Kamerziak, the last couple of laps, but taking the inside split. Adam Wasilewski, I feel like, has been staying right with him, but has not caught up. Light. You can hear the whistle coming out. That's going to be the white flag.
Mamy białą flagę w górze, a więc Tomek Kaźmierczak rozpoczął ostatnie okrążenie tego wyścigu. Ciągle na prowadzeniu od bodajże 3. czy 4. pętli. Jest nie do doścignięcia, chociaż Adaś Wasilewski bardzo próbuje.
Yeah, just a couple quick updates on this final lap. 2.87 is all that separates Tomasz Kamerziak from Adam Wasilewski, and I do think that Reichardt is having some challenges. I've heard that boat burping the last couple of laps. So he might also be having some challenges, and that is pretty common when you are watching GP1 racing in the runabout divisions.
Arek Bartyzel na miejscu 4, ale jeżeli potwierdzą się nasze przypuszczenia, ta kolejność na podium być może będzie zupełnie inna, ale to będziemy musieli poczekać na oficjalny komunikat sędziowski.
Yeah, I noticed Tomas also picked up that Adam Wasilewski was catching him, so he too went to that outside split on the final lap, and as he takes that final turn into dogleg into the front stretch, congratulations to Tomasz Kamerziak from Poland for the win.
Jest! Mamy to, proszę Państwa. Tomek Kaźmierczak, zwycięzcą pierwszego wyścigu w klasie Runabout GP1 Veterans. Mamy to, Adaś Wasilewski mija linię mety jako drugi. Hans-Werner Reichart melduje się na linii mety, a za chwileczkę pewnie zobaczymy Arka Bartyzela. Dokładnie, Pinki jest 4. w tym wyścigu. W dalszej kolejności Valery Trójec, Witautas Pożarskas, Sergiej Prokofiew i Margus Keskula. Unofficial.
Yeah. Everything you hear from us is unofficial until we post the results. Yeah, it sounds like boat number 66 did get a penalty for going the wrong way. Again, up next, we've got the
Musimy poczekać.
Ski GP2.
Musimy poczekać, proszę Państwa, na oficjalny komunikat sędziowski, bo naprawdę może zrobić się bardzo ciekawie, gdyż zawodnik niemiecki najprawdopodobniej popłynął konkursem, a to by oznaczało dyskwalifikację, więc czekamy na ten komunikat, oficjalny komunikat sędziowski z wielką niecierpliwością.
Bud, you were charging. Adam's still fired up. Adam Wasileski all the way back into 4th, went up into that 2nd place slot. Great ride for the gentleman from Poland. Poland, in fact, dominated this round. Let's see if we get an opportunity to interview Tomasz.
Panie i panowie, Tomek Kaźmierczak, zwycięzca pierwszego wyścigu w klasie Runabout GP1 weteransem. Długo kazałeś na siebie czekać z tym zwycięstwem.
No właśnie, cieszę się bardzo, że udało mi się płynąć na pierwszym miejscu. Przede wszystkim bez awarii, bo to mnie prześladuje cały czas. No i co mogę więcej powiedzieć? Dziękuję wszystkim.
Jak ten wyścig, bo to był bardzo polski wyścig, szliście tam jeden obok drugiego, tak jakbyście się pilnowali w tym Poland Team.
No niestety ze startu słabo się zabrałem, nie wiem, chyba drugi. No ale później udało mi się wyprzedzić tego, chyba Niemiec to był 66. No i już tak płynąłem, starałem się kontrolować ten wyścig.
Zmęczony?
Zmęczony mocno,
Ale szczęśliwy.
bardzo.
Ściskamy kciuki w takim razie za kolejne biegi. Wielkie gratulacje, Tomek.
Matthias Reines is going to have the pole position on the inside. Boat number 71, Marlon Teek from Estonia will have the pole position on that outside split as we get ready to rumble. You are looking at the lineup here for Ski GP2. Let me give you the riders down on the line. Luke Hoeka rides for boat number 10 from the Netherlands. Dan Hoeka also down on the line riding for the Netherlands on boat number 12. Slavomir Piesnat from Poland on boat number 19. Manuel Lite from Portugal on boat number 20. Carl Josep Steinberg from Estonia on boat number 21. Martin Teek on boat number 27 riding for Estonia. Martin Marquez is riding for Portugal on boat number 41. Shalgor Yasai riding for Hungary on boat number 60. And as I mentioned, your pole position, Marlon Teek on that outside split. On boat number 71, riding for Estonia, Debbie Koolers from the Netherlands on the Triple Aces. And Matthias Reines, again, your pole position on the inside from Estonia, boat number 328. That is the lineup. Let's take a look at what happened in 2024 of the Aquabike European Championships. It was Dan Huka who took the overall. Shangor Yasai taking second last year. Matteo Valente had third. Marlon Teek was fourth. Emanuelete was fifth. Let's see what happens in 2025. Going to be a 15-minute moto plus a lap because we're evil. Got over 130 entries, riders this year at the first stop, over 23 countries. Talking about countries, you have in this ski division GP2, 3 riders from the Netherlands, 4 riders from Estonia, 2 riders from Portugal, and Poland, and Hungary represented. So very diverse number of countries. And I will not ever forget, I think, the one year at the Aquabike round when Estonia dominated at the World Championship. Speaking of the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour, that's going to kick off in August in Indonesia. The European rounds has got a lot of cool stops. They're going to be going to Hungary for their final stop. They've also got a great stop in Mira, Portugal this year. It seems so quiet as they do the look lap here. What they're doing at the moment is they're going to take a quick look at the start. That's the one thing they're not really able to fully practice during the free practice yesterday and the qualifying. So right now what they're going to do is they actually walk them through the starting procedure and that starting grid, and you can see the course marshals ahead of them. Then they're going to bring them back to the lineup, and we're going to get the chance to see this first moto for ski GP2. And Dan Huka out of the Netherlands, 19 years old, the gentleman that took the win last year, said he helps his dad fix the skis and he trains every day. That boat was built by Howie Jetsport, at least that's last year's information. I think it's still up to date. He does have a really cool pre-race superstition, though. He likes the same holder for the start, and he always likes to use the same helmet. And a lot of the riders fall into these habits where they want to repeat, like they have the same holder all the time. And frankly, I think that's kind of a smart idea. Starting is so critical for these races that the riders like to have a lot of times the same holder. In fact, some of these holders are as famous as the riders are. All right, they're going to bring him back in and get him ready to go. We've got quite a few incredible racers down on the line, to include Matthias Reynes from Estonia, out of Kohila, Estonia. He is a 12-time world champion and 11-time European champion. Just joined the military a couple years ago, and one of his big sponsors, of course, B&J. And Matthias Reynes, who has that pole position on the inside, definitely going to be one to watch. And speaking of having the same holder, Matthias, too, likes to always get his dad to hold if he can. Ott Reynes is an incredible racer in his own right. Actually, I don't know if that is his dad or not. I'm just trying to catch. Yep, it is. So Ott is down here holding for him. Another quite famous racer is Manuel Lete on boat number 20. Oh, get out of here. Don't You're too kind, you guys. All right, we're just about to kick off. It looked like we had to do a quick course correction, so they're adjusting that course. They're going to watch that throughout the day. Thank you so much for the coffee, by the way. Very spoiled. Lihu, actually, from Saudi Arabia, got a chance to catch up with him today. Manuel Lite had mentioned out of Portugal, third place in Aquapike in Ski GP3. That boat was built by him and his dad, and they're gone. Just like that. Good start for Matthias on the inside, and let's take a look on this outside split. Just had to get the sheets for that last moto. So pardon me for the silence for just 1 second as we do that, sorting. Oh, man. And Matthias Reines out of that outside looking very good. And that's going to be your whole shot. Beautiful job from Matthias Reines. Let's get the rundown. It is Carl Josep Steinberg in second, Marlon Teek in third, Dan Huka in fourth. Whoops, wait a minute. I lied to you. Marlon Teek in third, Luke Huka in fourth, Martin Teek in fifth, Dan Huka in sixth. 51 seconds on that half lap for Matthias Reines. Carl Josep Steinberg with a really nice move coming into the second place. He also rides for Estonia, lived in Norway for 5 or 6 years as well. He's a student. Said he wants to win the novice ski stock title. I think he's already done that, actually. Race number generally is 221. He wanted 21, but he said that was taken. He's sponsored by Wall Design. His first race ever was the 2018 Nordic Championship. He said no world titles yet, but he's on the hunt for one. Carl Josep Steinberg, your second place rider. Matthias Reines in the lead. Take a look at the times on this first full lap. It's a 2:10.16 for Matthias Reines, 2:12 for Carl Josep Steinberg for a 2:12.30. Yeah, you're so welcome. Marlon Teek with a 2:15.98. Luke Huka with a 2:19.49. Dan Huka moved up, and he's at a 2:25.14. Dan's up in fifth. Martin Teek in sixth. And Martin had a 2:27.20. Shangor Yasai in seventh, and he had a 2:28.74. Manuel Lite from Portugal, also right up in there in the charge. He's in eighth at the moment, and he's got a 2:30.49. That's your first full lap, and there's our times on that first full lap as well. Matthias Reines taking the outside, and it looks like the top four are going to follow, and top five.
A my mamy, proszę Państwa, kolejny wyścig z udziałem Polaka. Sławek Piechniat tutaj z numerem 19 w dywizji skuterów stojących, klasa Ski GP2. Sprawdzam, na której pozycji płynie w tej chwili Sławek Piechnia. Jest przedostatni, przed sobą ma Martima Marqueza. Debbie Coolers z Holandii stawkę zamyka. Sławek Piechniat, który przywrócił skutery stojące do polskich zawodów rangi mistrzowskiej. One pojawiły się tak naprawdę jeszcze w skromnej liczbie w zeszłym roku. To był ten wielki powrót po latach milczenia i nieobecności skuterów stojących w polskich zawodach rangi mistrzowskiej, a w tym roku stojącymi skuterami, jetami nam naprawdę obrodziło na pierwszych zawodach w Płocku. i na drugich, które odbywały się w Ełku wraz z Pucharem Narodów Bałtyckich, krajów bałtyckich, Baltic Cup, mieliśmy okazję podziwiać w klasie ski GP1 i ski GP2 blisko 20 zawodników, a więc skutery stojące powróciły do łask oczekiwane przez polską publiczność, bo swego czasu, jakieś 13-14 lat temu, taka liczba 18 rajderów na skuterach stojących to była norma na mistrzostwach Polski. Potem długo, jak wspomniałem, ich nie było. No i w zeszłym roku powróciły. Miejmy nadzieję, że na dobra. To wszystko dzięki staraniom właśnie Sławka Piechniata, Kasi Bąk. Pojawili się też ludzie z Race Gangu. No i tak nam to się zaczęło rozwijać. Tu Sławek Piechniat jako jedyny reprezentant Polski w skuterach stojących w klasie ski GP2.
Matthias Reines continuing to dominate this. He had a really good start, and on top of that, an incredibly fast first lap. Right now, they're on lap number 4. We get about 5.5 minutes into this 15-minute moto. His first win ever was back in 2011. His first world title was in Spain in Didia in 2016. And as I mentioned, he joined the military. We actually thought we were going to lose Matthias. He was not going to be able to race. Fortunately, the last couple of years, he has been able to get a special dispensation to come out and attend the races. Again, you're watching boat number 328, and this gentleman truly is a legend out of Estonia. And it is interesting when you watch a lot of the riders start to take off, and they tend to lift the entire country of riders because they all start practicing together and they just get faster and faster. Such is the case. The momentum in Estonia continues to be quite strong. You're going to see Matthias Seaman take to the water in just a little bit.
Podskoczył trochę w stawce Sławek Piechniat, awansując na pozycję 9, natomiast na prowadzeniu ciągle fenomenalny Matthias Reines z Estonii. Zresztą Estończycy w pierwszej trójce, bo zaraz za nim Karl Josep Steinberg i Marlon Tick.
Again, your top 5, Matthias Reines leading on this 5th lap. Karl Josep Steinberg in 2nd, Marlon Teek 3rd, Luke Huka in 4th. Dan Huka, your defending European champion, is back in 5th. Martin Teek is in 6th, Manuelete in 7th. He's moved up from 8th, and Martin Marquez has moved up into 8th place. Slavomir Pishanets is in 9th, and Debbie Cooler's in 10th. Shangor Yasai, not okay. Back, had to stop after lap number 3, and I saw him just step into the EMTs. I think they're having to check him out. Yeah, I think Shangor might be out. Well, I know he is, actually. All good? All good.
W stawce Congora Yeszaj.
Yes, we'll give you the update on Shangor, but he had to pull off the track. Hopefully he's okay, but he was indicating something going on with his ribs. We'll get you that update. Hopefully he is all right, because, man, what a great rider. And we hope Shangor is able to make it back out for moto number 2. We are going to complete the first 2 motos today, and, well, not all of them, but we'll go through all of the first round of motos, and then we'll hit most of the second round of motos. We'll finish up the rest of them, and then we'll go into moto number 3 for Sunday, and then, of course, don't forget to join us for the prize giving as well Sunday evening. See Jeremy Perez down here cruising, watching the track. Good to have you out here, sir. Meanwhile, the legend from Estonia continuing to dominate. That is Matthias Reines. In 2024, he was the Ski GP4 World Champion. He was also the Ski GP2 World Champion. He was, as I mentioned, 12 times. Actually, I think it's 13 now. I think he actually picked up an extra one. 13 World Champion titles. Just insane. And he's quite humble off the water, which makes it even more fun.
Matthias Reiners ciągle na prowadzeniu. Już wspomniałem o tym, że ciągle Szaj tutaj problemy raczej nie z maszyną, a z samym zawodnikiem. Kazały mu wycofać się z tego wyścigu, z tego co mówiła Dawn Dawson. A Sławek Piechniat aktualnie płynie na pozycji, niech no spojrzę, tak, to jest ciągle pozycja 9. A na prowadzeniu ciągle Matthias Reiners, Karl Josep Steinberg płynie w tej chwili drugi, a na trzecią pozycję awansował Luke Hecke z Holandii.
We're about to almost 10 minutes into this one. Matthias Reiners still leading. Carl Josep Steinberg second. Luke Huka third. Marlon Teek in fourth. Carl Josep about 3.5 seconds between him and Luke Huka. Luke is actually picking up the pace and putting a little pressure on Carl Josep Steinberg. Marlon Teek back in fourth, also Estonian riders, 19 years old, a student. You know, we ask everybody what they like their likes and their dislikes, and I'm just sitting here reading Marlon's. He said, I like girls. What a goofball. That tells you everything you need to know about how fun the Teek brothers are. His sport goals wants to be as good as Matthias Simon, and that boat was built by Free Time in 328. And his first race was 2020 in Tallinn. We're talking about the gentleman on boat number 71, and looked like he injured his forearm, pulled a muscle in his forearm earlier yesterday. Riding strong, though.
Marlon Teek, Dawn Dawson przed chwileczką przedstawiła sylwetkę tego młodego zawodnika. Marlon Teek, 19-latek, ale już z tytułami. On tutaj w tej chwili awansował na pozycję trzecią. Natomiast Sławek Piechniat ciągle 9 w tej klasie. Za momencik kolejny polski wyścig, proszę Państwa. Klasa Runabout GP2 zamelduje się na linii startu, a tutaj mamy dwójkę Polaków. Jest Konrad Wróbel z numerem 14 oraz Igor Tycel z numerem 27. Wiem, że Igor miał wczoraj jakieś tam problemy z maszyną, ale też chyba wszystko udało się doprowadzić do szczęśliwego finału i Igora w akcji zobaczymy już za chwil kilka w klasie Runabout GP2. All the riders Runabout GP2, you can prepare and go on the starting line. GP2 next on the water. Runabout GP2 next on the water.
Looks like we're going to have about 3 more races before we take that break. That's going to include the ski GP1 class in the morning session. Then we'll be taking a quick lunch break. In case you see that live stream bounce away, we'll only be gone about an hour. Then we'll be back. And we're going to be bringing you that first moto in Runabout GP1. And then right after that, that will complete the first series of motos. And then we're going to be moving right along into the second series of motos this afternoon. Got a big weekend ahead of us, and a lot of these riders will be doing 3 motos. That hurts my back just thinking about it. And this is a massive track. So that's going to add even more challenge to these competitors. These laps are averaging around 2 minutes for the ski division for GP2.
Tak jak powiedział Dawn Dawson, 2 minuty mamy do zakończenia tego wyścigu, pierwszego biegu klasy Ski Division GP2, Runabout GP2 już za momencik, tutaj 13 minuta, 10 okrążenia, więc za 2 minuty będzie biała flaga oznaczająca ostatnie okrążenie, pętlę finałową. Przy następnym okrążeniu będziemy mieli białą flagę w górze. To już jest końcówka tego wyścigu, a potem kolejne polskie akcenty. Tutaj Sławek Piechniat. On tak naprawdę, wspomniałem już, że to jest bardzo doświadczony zawodnik. No ale jeszcze trochę trzeba popływać, aby nawiązać do tej światowej czołówki, nawiązać z nimi równorzędną walkę, bo Sławek, jeśli chodzi o to mistrzowskie ściganie, miał naprawdę wieloletnią przerwę.
Tomac was filling you in on the time we were about to get the white flag. I was putting a stopwatch on Matthias Reines and Carl Josef Steinberg. It's about 17 seconds deficit between those two riders. So opening up the gap, as Matthias Reines has a tendency to do when he gets some clear water like that. So he's about 17, almost 18 seconds ahead, yes, as we get ready for this final lap. And you can hear it as Matthias Reines kicks that next gear in. I got to hand it to Carl Josef Steinberg, though. Fantastic ride for this gentleman and a good start, and he has really converted that into a solid run. Gentleman out of Estonia, he said he's lived in Norway, he's a student. One of his pre-race routine is to listen to music right before he gets to the start line. I would imagine quite a few of the riders actually do that as they are prepping, just to get into that zen mode. Yeah, what's the music is going to be the question. It's a good one. I'll have to ask.
Kilka ciekawostek o Matthiasie Reinasie. Dawson powiedział przed chwileczką, że ten facet, kiedy grzeje silnik i kiedy przygotowuje się do startu, słucha muzy. Nie wiemy niestety jakiej muzy, ale pewnie to jest coś z powerem i wykopem, jak zdążycie. A tymczasem tak, Matthias Reines, on bezkonkurencyjny już od dłuższego czasu, już od kilku lat wygrywa te wszystkie zawody w swoich klasach. Postać bardzo znana i tutaj również płynie na miarę swoich możliwości. To on najprawdopodobniej mije linię mety jako pierwszy, bo jesteśmy już na pętli finałowej. Biała flaga powędrowała w górę.
Manuel Lete back in 7th. Gentleman is out of Portugal. And speaking of winning, that would be Matthias Reines taking the win in Moto number 1 on boat number 328. Lovely job for this gentleman out of Estonia.
Niespodzianki nie było, no surprises. Matthias Simon take a win. A za chwilę, proszę Państwa, Runabout GP2. Dawson już poluje tutaj na Matthiasa Reinasa. Dawson hunting Matthias Reines to interview.
Yeah, I'll be grabbing him hopefully if he comes up this way. It's going to be second place, Carl Josef Steinberg. Luke Huka with a great finish in 3rd. Marlon Teek 4th. Dan Huka 5th. And Martin Teek in 6th place.
Zanim pojawi się tu Matthias Reines, to ja szybciutko przedstawię bohaterów kolejnego wyścigu, czyli klasy Runabout GP2 z polskimi akcentami. Patryk Mora z Estonii, numer 1, numer 3, Tom Clearhood z Francji, Sergiej Prokofiew, numer 4 z Estonii, Kalke Skula z Estonii, numer 7, numer 8, Domantas Vasnys z Litwy, Fabio Costa z Portugalii, numer 13, 14, Konrad Kądziogrobel, Alejandro Prats Palau z Hiszpanii, to jest numer 18, 26, Arnas Jakucionis z Litwy, Igor Tycel, numer 27, Polska oczywiście, Matthias Simon, numer 77, Estonia, Janina Johansson ze Szwecji, numer 88, Justin Batzner z Niemiec, numer 94, Petr Dryjak z Czech, numer 111. And now Dawson and Matthias Simon.
What's up? The man that I was taller than for like a minute and a half when you were a junior. How are you?
Good.
That was an outstanding ride.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to do that same interview type style. Are you going to talk more today?
I try.
Oh, you are so bad to me. Tell me a little bit about this track, Matthias.
Track is fast for speed, but the split section is pretty tight, so it gets choppy. So yeah, it's interesting because you have fast and slow sections on the track.
Yeah, it's interesting. Were you preferring taking that outside split?
Yeah, because I had a good gap between the second place, so I was going for the outside because it was less choppy.
I was wondering about that, why you chose it. I do know that you like to work both splits typically during the motos just so that you feel that you understand each one of those split sections. Smart strategy. Do you have a different strategy for Moto 2 or are you going to stay with the program?
All depends on the start, how I end up from there. If I am on the back, then I will start working.
I love how he puts that. He's not kidding, by the way, that he will punch the clock and go to work if he doesn't get a good start. Now, I know you're in the military right now. Are you getting special like dispensation to get out during these races?
Yeah, I get a break for the races so I can train and come racing, but soon the military is over so I can focus on the jet ski again full time.
Yay, I'm really super glad to hear that because you're awesome. We adore you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Have a great day. Again, Matthias Reynes taking the win, GP2 Moto 1.
Daudąsą przed chwileczką w rozmowie z Matthiasem Reynesem, natomiast tutaj już ustawiają się rajderzy klasy Runabout GP2. Z dwójką Polaków w składzie, przypomnę, 14 to Konrad Wróbel i z numerem 27 Igor Tycel. A oprócz tego Matthias Siman, Janina Johansson, Justin Pacner, Peter Dryjak, Arnas Jakucionis, Alejandro Prats-Palau, Fabio Costa, Domantas Vaznis, Kalkes Kula, Sergei Prokofiev, and Tom Clearhood, and Patrick Mora. All the rider Runabout GP2 now on the line.
All right, you guys, we're on Runabout GP2. Sorry, I had to just clean up some paperwork here. Yeehaw. Down on the line, riding for Estonia, it is Patrick Mora on boat number 1. Tom Claerhout is riding for France on boat number 3. Sergei Prokyavyev is riding on boat number 4 from Estonia. Karl Keskela is on boat number 7 for Estonia. Domantas Vaznes is riding for Lithuania on boat number 8. Fabio Costa rides for Portugal on boat number 13. Vrobel Konrad riding for Poland on boat number 14. Alejandro Palau for Spain, basically, riding on boat number 18. And riding for Lithuania, Arnias Jakunias on boat number 26. Igor Tycel rides for Poland. He's on boat 27. Matthias Seaman rides for Estonia, and he is on boat 77. Janina Johansson is riding for Sweden on boat number 88. And Justin Patzner is riding for Germany on boat number 94. Peter Dryak is riding for Czech Republic, and he's on the Triple Ace. Let's take a look down the line and see who's got la pole positions. That is I have no idea what accent. Like, really. All right, looks like Vazny Domantas is going to have the pole on the inside. La la la. And let's see if I can get a number on the outside split. There are lots of people. That was me growling because I couldn't see, but now I can. And pole position on the outside is going to be boat number 26. That's Arnas oh boy. Please don't kill me for this one. Arnis Jacasinius. Don't know that that's right, but close, hopefully.
Czekamy na sygnał do startu. Wszyscy rajderzy klasy Runabout GP2 już w pełnej gotowości trzymają te nerwy na wodzy i jeszcze silniki nierozgrzane. Najpierw będzie runda za marszalem, potem oni wrócą na linię startu i popłyną już z pełną mocą w pierwszym biegu o punkty w tej właśnie klasie Runabout GP2. Dwójka naszych, Konrad Wróbel i Igor Tycel, numer 14 i 27. Ściskamy mocno kciuki.
All right, they're quickly going to, again, all of these races, you were going to see these guys go out and practice that start procedure or the starting grid. They will have to stay behind the course marshals on that. The purpose here is to show them just the start, as they had an opportunity to be on the track multiple times the last couple of days between free practice and qualifying. So right now it is truly just about the start. I would imagine a couple of things are going through their head right now. They're taking a look at what the start looks like. Most of them are pretty familiar with how it's going to go. But in addition to that, I would imagine they're also taking a look at, this is a good place for me to set up a pass. This is where I'm going to feel the most comfortable. This might be a weak point for a rider in front of me in case I'm needing to do something, or if I get the whole shot, where can I get the most momentum through these turns? Those would be just some of the strategies that they're working on. But if you're super cool, like Jeremy Perez, you just roll through the start procedure and you don't really think much. You just relax because you've done this for like a million years. Am I right or am I right? I felt like I was. Jeremy's amazing. Multiple world champion. He's down here chilling like a villain. Proud papa. You've got a busy year this year. So I don't know if you guys know, but Jeremy Perez has a jet ski rental company, a very successful company back in France. Him and his wife, Marta, run that. Yeah? She's working. You made her work? You're so mean. That is awesome. Jeremy's over here giggling because he's got Marta working. I'm going to tell on you. She'll probably be joining us on the live stream, hopefully, today. She loves to watch Jeremy race. And by the way, no slouch in the race department. Marta, too, with quite a few wins under her belt. She's an amazing young lady. Oh, is she going to come back? Oh, awesome. Sweet. Thank you, babe. Are you serious or are you just giving me crap? Okay. Yeah, she's going to make you buy one. All right. Hopefully she does come back. And Jeremy was hinting maybe Runabout GP4. All right, you guys, we're going to restack these racers, and we're going to come out of the gate in just a moment.
Mamy powrót zawodników, powrót riderów w tej chwili na linii startu. Przejazd za marszalem już za nami, a przy okazji Now Dawson, Jeremy Perez wymienili sobie kilka uwag. Jeremy Perez oczywiście klasa Runabout GP1. Faworyt, jeśli chodzi o miejsce na podium z pewnością.
All right, right now we're waiting for the coveted start. Oh, I hate these. This is the moments that I think are the most nerve-wracking. Yeah, it's just the worst being down there. And you can't. I mean, that's part of training, right? Yeah, but the silence just gets to you. It's like, oh, you gotta go. Let me out of the gate, man. All right, looks like we got the engine started. Matthias Seaman also lined up on that inside split. Several of the team members and the mechanics are down there watching as well. This is the beginning of 3 motos, and the starting procedure quite interesting. Oh, Matthias getting pinched coming out of that inside. He's having to jump lanes. Fortunately, he hit that halfway mark by the time he did it. There's a big red buoy right in the middle of the 2 starting grids, and he had to move. He literally was getting Oreo'd. That's my word for it.
Wystartowali. Klasa Runabout GP2, proszę Państwa, po starcie na pierwszej pętli bardzo dynamicznie rozpoczął się ten wyścig i zaraz zobaczymy, kto z tego zamieszania wyciągnął największe korzyści.
Looks like it's gonna be boat number 8. That's Vasnes Domantas with the hole shot. Bada boom. Yep, official. Vasnes Domantas hole shot, and Tom Claerhout nailed it. He's up in second. Arnes Jakusonius. Sure. Say it again. Jakusonius. He's gonna kill me later when he hears this
Lithuanian names is hard
the
to
Lithuanian,
speak.
I kill them. I butcher these Lithuanian names. Fortunately, these guys have great senses of humor. All right, Matty Seaman's going to be in 4th, Conrad Robel in 5th, Peter Dryak in 6th, Justin Patzner in 7th, Carl Keskela's in 8th, Fabio Costa in 9th, and Nino Johansson rounds out your top 10.
Litewskie nazwiska są trudne do wymówienia nawet dla nas, Polaków, a co dopiero Down Dawson Jakucionis.
Yeah, I'm not good. I have to learn Lithuanian. Because these guys
Good
are
job,
too...
good job. You're really good.
Oh, you are just sweet, is all you are. I shall pay you later. All right, we're coming through with our first laps. Let's get some times for you. And Vasny's coming across with a 1:51.92 on that first full lap. It's a good time. Tom Claerhout right in it with a 1:56.32. Arnes Diakochonis, I got it with a 2.0044 is in third. Thank you so much, Tomak. Matthias Seaman with a 2.0282. The gentleman riding in 4th, Conrad Robel with a 2:06.78. Do you know I have watched Conrad race for a good 4 years, and I finally got a profile on him. But Tomak, take it away, sir.
Na drugiej pętli jesteśmy w tej chwili. Sytuacja w czołówce. O, Tomasz Gurksys przyszedł na pomoc. Get help!
Thomas Gurksis came down. Well, because he heard me tear Grantis's name to pieces yesterday. You guys are too kind to me. It is Arnes. I'm killing. Yakuchonas. Yakuchonas. If you do it in the fun way, Yakuchonas. I gotta move my shoulders. Works better. I love you guys. Thank you. You're gonna have to stay here because all the Lithuanian riders are really fast today.
I know this. Lithuanian riders, the names of Lithuanian riders is for me.
Tomak says he's got my back on this. Thank you so much, Thomas. Love you, bud.
Odwiedził nas właśnie Tomek Gurksys przed chwileczką z Litewskiej Federacji, jeden z organizatorów Baltic Cupu, o którym dzisiaj już mówiłem. Ale wracając do tego, co dzieje się w tej chwili na torze. Domantas Vasnes, jesteśmy na 3. okrążeniu. Domantas Vasnes na prowadzeniu. Tom Clearhood z Francji płynie jako drugi. Arnas Jakucionis jest 3. Mamy 2 Litwinów w czołówce. Dalej Matthias Seaman na 4. pozycji. Kondzio, najwyżej z Polaków. Konrad Wrubel, 5. pozycja. Peter Dryak płynie 6. Justin Patzen 7. Alejandro Prats polał 8. Fabio Costa na 9. pozycji. Janina Johansson na 10. Sergiej Prokofiew, Patryk Mora w dalszym ciągu. Karl Kyskula. Igora Tycla nie ma na linii startu. Nie było na linii startu i nie ma go w tym wyścigu.
You've got all the results on your phone. Look at you being all 2025. All right, let's talk a little bit about your race leader. That's Domantas. Nickname is Dom. He's 28 years old. He's in Vilnius, Lithuania, has a wife and a kid. This boat was built by Moto Marine, and that number on the side of the boat, that number 8, the 8 ball, he said that's his lucky number, and he likes to ride it when he's racing, and man, he is rocking Runabout GP2 in this first moto. He's a Latvian champ, a Vice Runabout GP4 champ, a Lithuanian champ, and a gentleman in his off time does motocross and kickboxing. We're hearing a lot about kickboxing lately. Yeah, that was actually Domantas. Nicknamed Dom.
Słów kilka o liderze tego wyścigu. Domantas Vasnes z Litwy w tej chwili na prowadzeniu, a faworyt Matthias Seaman płynie w tej chwili na pozycji 4. Na rufie ma Kondzia, czyli Konrad Wrubel, 5. w stawce, aktualnie na 5. pętli.
All right, it sounds like Fast and Furious. Dom. So that's what I'll call him. Fast and furious on the track is correct. Let's take a look at some of the other riders here. Tom Claerhout, second. Arnes Yakuchunis at third. Thank you. I'm just going to wait until you say it every time so I don't mess it up. Matthias Seaman in fourth and Konrad Robel fifth. No change thus far in the top five this last couple of laps.
Bez zmian w pierwszej piątce. Konrad Rubel nadal płynie na pozycji piątej, a na prowadzeniu Domantas Vaznis.
The gentleman in second place, 21 years old, that's Tom Claerhout. Had a chance to catch up with him a couple of years ago, and the reason for that is because his dad, Peter Claerhout, is a legend in endurance racing. He doesn't race anymore, he just supports his son, but Peter Claerhout was super fun to watch in endurance, just an Iron Man. And right now his son is out in second place. Tom last year was a student specialized in woodwork. He was third in the Aquabike Euro Championship runabout GP2. That boat, by the way, was built by his dad and some of his friends. You were watching Tom Claerhout up in second.
Tom Claerhout na pozycji drugiej aktualnie w stawce tego pierwszego wyścigu w klasie Runabout GP2. Tak jak mówiła Dawn Dawson, Tom Claerhout to prawdziwa jeżdżąca legenda. Dzisiaj możemy go zobaczyć w akcji podczas tego wyścigu. Bardzo dobrze płynie na miarę swoich możliwości. Aktualnie jest drugi, trzeci. Na trzeciej pozycji Arnas Jakučionis, Matthias Seaman na miejscu czwartym i Konrad Wrubel ciągle na piątym.
And Dom and Tom Claerhout both are starting to get into some lap traffic. So if you're looking for that race leader, he's on the 8 ball, boat number 8, and Tom is riding a boat number 3. And you can see how rough that water is. They're actually clicking on to the backstretch. They have to duck in on a kind of wild off-camber turn, which is not unusual in jet ski racing tracks to cut up the backstretch with a little off-camber turn. It forces an additional level of skill to ride both the sit-downs and the runabouts through that. Right-hand track also, I think, adds a little bit of difficulty to the riders.
And by the way, Ski Ladies GP1 next on the water. All the ladies, you can prepare and go on the starting line.
And there goes Demontis. He's got a gold-looking boat, and man, look how close Tom Claerhout is. I think he's actually gained a little time. Let's put a stopwatch on him. Tom Claerhout working the left-hand side of the track. This series of very tight turns. They've got one double white buoy, and then have to come in for a quick left-hand turn, and then they pop into a what I would consider to be a fairly short backstretch, at least for that off-camber, and then they've got a little bit more, and then they've got to go pick a split. And it looks like Domantas is going to go to the outside, and Tom Claerhout follows him.
Kolejna pętla, kolejne okrążenie, 7 już, 9 minuta tego wyścigu i bez zmian w pierwszej piątce nadal Domantas Vaznis na prowadzeniu. Kondzio płynie piąty, przed sobą ma Matthiasa Seamana, płynącego na trzeciej pozycji Arnasa Jakučionisa i tego, który wicelideruje aktualnie, czyli Toma Claerhouta z Francji.
.07 seconds is all that separates first and second place. Tom Claerhout is picking up a little time on this last couple of laps. He's reduced it to a 4.07 second deficit between him and your race leader, Domantas Vaznis. We're on lap number 8.
Pięć sekund różnicy pomiędzy pierwszym a drugim, czyli Domantasem Vaznisem a Tomem Claerhoutem. To jest naprawdę tyle co nic.
For those of you, and actually Tomat can translate some of this for us as well, for those of you that are new to maybe racing or just down here watching, let's talk a little bit of jet ski language real quick. There's a split section that they deal with which means they have an option to go left or right to try to make a pass. If you're looking at that, it's over on the far right side of the track. The blue buoys are the outside, and the green buoys are in the inside.
Troszeczkę inaczej rozstawiona jest, proszę Państwa, ta trasa tutaj właśnie w Ostrowie Warckim. Przyzwyczailiśmy się już do tego, że zawodnicy z linii startu płyną w lewo. Tutaj ten tor jest rozstawiony zupełnie inaczej, a więc po starcie i po tej długiej, prostej zawodnicy skręcają w prawo i te tory slalomowe wyznaczone przez zielone i niebieskie boje są właśnie nie po lewej, jak to zazwyczaj bywa, do czego jesteśmy przyzwyczajeni, a właśnie tutaj po prawej. No to już wiadomo, dlaczego Igora Tycla nie ma na linii startu. Tak, była awaria skutera wczoraj, porządna, ale jak mi tu powiedział tata Igora, 10 minut zabrakło, aby zameldować się na linii startu, ale w drugim biegu już Igora na pewno zobaczymy. No szkoda tych punktów, kurczę, szkoda. No ale taki jest właśnie sport motorowodny, nie zawsze mechanicy zdążą się wrobić. Okej. Domantas Vaznis, Tom Clearhood, Arnas Jakucionis, Matthias Seemann and Konrad Wrubel. No change on top 5. This is the 9th lap. And Domantas Vaznis, race leader for this moment. Domantas Vaznis praktycznie od początku tego wyścigu na prowadzeniu. Tom Clearhood płynie na pozycji drugiej. Matthias Seemann wskakuje na pozycję trzecią. Arnas Jakucionis spada na czwartą, a Kondzio ciągle na pozycji piątej. We have a change on top 5 and the third is for now Matthias Seemann from Estonian. Matthias Seemann from Estonian, the fourth Arnas Jakucionis, and the fifth Petr Dryjak, the sixth is Konrad Wrubel. To change on top 5, Matthias Seemann for now is the third, and Petr Dryjak from Czech Republic for this moment, is in the fifth place. The sixth Konrad Wrubel from Poland. Kondzio spada na szóstą pozycję, my mieliśmy dwie zmiany w czołówce. Matthias Seemann, ten bardzo groźny i bardzo mocny zawodnik z Estonii, jest w tej chwili na pozycji trzeciej. Na czwartą spada Arnas Jakucionis, a przed Kondziem płynie jeszcze w tej chwili Petr Dryjak z Czech. Obaj zawodnicy, Petr i Kondzio, doskonale się znają, wiele razy walczyli ze sobą na torze i bardzo jestem ciekaw, jak zakończy się ta rywalizacja. Wskoczyliśmy na 11. pętlę, na 11. okrążenie, proszę Państwa, i to jest 14 minuta tego wyścigu. Za minutę powinna pojawić się biała flaga wyznaczająca ostatnie okrążenie. Biała flaga powinna powędrować w górę już za momencik. 13-14 minuta tego wyścigu. 1 minute to the white flag. And the final lap. I kto rozpocznie te ostatnie okrążenie? Domantas Vaznis od początku. Kolejna zmiana w pierwszej trójce. Matthias Seemann wskakuje na pozycję trzecią. Arnas Jakucionis przeskakuje na Matthias Simon w tej chwili na drugiej, Arnas Jakucionis przeskakuje na trzecią, Tom Clearhood spada na czwartą, piąty Petr Dryjak, a Kondzio spada na pozycję siódmą, wyskakuje przez niego Justin Pacner. Tak to się dzieje na tej przedostatniej pętli. We have a man change on top 5, Domantas Vaznis, race leader, and the second place for now Matthias Simon from Estonian. The third is Arnas Jakucionis from Lithuania, Petr Dryjak, the fourth from Czech Republic, Tom Clearhood from second place to the fifth place, Justin Pacner, Tom Clearhood, the sixth, the seventh, Konrad Wrubel. Kondzie na pozycji siódmej, wyprzedzony przez dwóch zawodników, Niemca Justina Pacnera, no i Petra Dryjaka. Petr przesuwa się do przodu na pozycję czwartą, a ma przed sobą dwójkę Litwinów, Arnasa Jakucionisa na trzecim i Domantasa Vaznisa na pierwszym rozdziale ich Estończyk Matthias Simon. Jesteśmy na ostatnim okrążeniu. White flag is up. Now we have a final lap. First moto, roundabout GP2. Ostatnia pętla, ostatnie okrążenie finałowe i za chwileczkę poznamy zwycięzcę. Nie, to jeszcze nie jest ostatnia pętla. To jest 17 minuta tego wyścigu. A nie, jednak check flag, take a win. Domantas Vaznis take a win. Matthias Simon is the second. The third, Arnas Jakucionis. And the fourth, Petr Dryjak from Czech Republic. The fifth, Justin Pacner from Germany. The sixth is Alejandro Prats Palau from Spain. Konrad Wrubel the seventh. Domantas Vaznis, Matthias Simon, Arnas Jakucionis, top 3, unofficial, top 3, first race, first moto of Runabout GP2. Riders goes on the finish line, and the next ladies, ski ladies GP1, next on the water, next race for today. Now on the line, Virginie Morales from France, number 7, boat number 7. Joanna Garcia from Portugal, 44. Naomi Benini from Italy, 46. Jasmin Ipraus from Estonia, 64. Janina Johansson from Sweden, 88. Lou Dartillon from France, 94. Jessica Chaban from France, and then number 99. And 111, this is Debbie Koolers from Netherlands. Panie w największej dywizji stojącej w tej chwili na tafli zbiornika Jeziorsko przygotowują się do startu. Za chwileczkę będzie przejazd za marszalem, a na linii startu bez Polek, ale znane nazwiska. Virginie Morales z numerem 7 z Francji, Joanna Garcia, numer 44, Portugalka. Naomi Benini z Włoch, numer 46, numer 64 Jasmin Ipraus z Estonii, Janina Johansson ze Szwecji, numer 88, francuska Lou Dardillon, numer 94, jej rodaczka Jessica Chaban numer 99 i z numerem 111 popłynie Debbie Kullers z Holandii. To jest, proszę Państwa, pierwsza runda Mistrzostw Europy Skuterów Wodnych Federacji UEM Grand Prix Polski. Przy okazji chciałbym podziękować wszystkim organizatorom i sponsorom. Mamy tę chwilę, wykorzystajmy ją w pełni. Gospodarzami oraz organizatorami tego eventu są Gmina Warta, pan burmistrz Krystian Krogulecki, Team Port Jachtowy Jeziorsko, Międzynarodowa Unia Motorowodna, czyli UEM. Organizatorzy wydarzenia to Łódzki Klub Sportowy Prix Łódź przy wsparciu Polskiego Związku Motorowodnego i Narciarstwa Wodnego. Impreza dofinansowana jest przez Ministerstwo Sportu oraz Urząd Marszałkowski Województwa Łódzkiego. Główni wieloletni sponsorzy tego przedsięwzięcia Taurus Sea Power z Gdańska oraz SIDU, a także BRP Polska. Dziękujemy wszystkim partnerom i sponsorom, a zaliczają się do nich Aston Martin Warsaw, Kassei, Agrorami, Hotel Superfala, Niko Jeziorsko, Adriatica, Indian Burger, Concrete, Electronics System, MotoR, Reklama AZ, If Energy, Rezomet, sklep Comfortel, Poddębice, ulica Wyzwolenia 10, dealer marek Brubek i Uwex między innymi, Install Plast, Sport Life, Ania Chimek, Event Boat, WOPR Zduńska Wola, Zespół Medyczny, Profilaktyka i Zdrowie, Wojewódzka Stacja Ratownictwa Medycznego w Łodzi, Otwarte Mistrzostwa Polski Ratowników Wodnych w KPP, zabezpieczenie na wodzie, sędziowie oraz marszale, to rzecz jasna WOPR Płock. Patronują nam czujnie i silnie, medialnie TVN Turbo, magazyn Bezpieczna Woda, Dziennik Łódzki oraz Warckie Centrum Kultury. Pozdrawiamy lokalnych gospodarzy. Nad prawidłowym przebiegiem zawodów czuwają sędziowie Międzynarodowej Unii Motorowodnej, czyli UEM oraz Polskiego Związku Motorowodnego i Narciarstwa Wodnego. Wielkie dzięki za wsparcie, wielkie dzięki za to, że jesteście z nami. A tak przy okazji chcielibyśmy zaprosić Was również. Słuchajcie, jest tutaj w pobliżu sceny rozstawiony taki czerwony namiot, w którym są ratownicy medyczni z Płocka. Oni tam, z Torunia, przepraszam, no ale... Tak, WOPR Toruń, dokładnie. Tak. Jest jeszcze kilka znanych postaci. Ale wracając tutaj do ratowników z Torunia, proszę Państwa, jest naprawdę wielka okazja, żeby przy okazji wizyty tutaj u nas na plaży podczas pierwszej rundy Mistrzostw Europy nauczyć się czegoś pożytecznego, jeżeli zajrzycie tam do tego czerwonego namiotu, między innymi resuscytacja. Zresztą mój kolega, który tutaj jest w tej chwili ze mną, właśnie ratownik WOPR z Płocka, przedstaw się proszę.
Marek Popek, Bob Toruń.
Z Torunia, cały czas z Torunia. No przyzwyczaiłem się do tego Płocka, tak się składa. Słuchajcie, co macie tutaj przygotowanego dla naszej publiki?
Mamy fantomy czterokończynne, same też popołówki. Mamy AED, ćwiczymy tak, żeby to wszystko się nauczyć, całego RKO, czyli krążeniowo-oddechowej. Też omówimy też zachowanie się w stanach nagłych, zagrażających życiu. Mamy też tutaj kolegów, którzy wszystko przetłumaczą na angielski, jakby chcieli przyjść goście zagraniczni. Mamy też defibrilatory ustawione na język angielski, także też można z tego korzystać.
Dlaczego warto to wiedzieć, dlaczego warto to znać?
Bo nie wiemy, kiedy nas to spotka. Moja ostatnia sytuacja sprzed 3 miesięcy też jechałem i miałem nagle wypadek, 4 auta się zderzyły. No, trzeba było szybko zareagować, musiałem wyjąć osobę poszkodowaną z samochodu i prowadzić stację krążeniowo-oddechową. Osoba była na bezdechu, także trzeba było przywrócić oddech, krążenie. Udało się, osoba tam miesiąc temu dopiero wyszła ze szpitala po 5 miesiącach.
Także zapraszamy. Namiot czerwony, ratownicy WOPR Toruń czekają na Was. Pierwsza pomoc, bezcenne porady z dziedziny pierwszej pomocy, a także resuscytacja krążeniowo-oddechowa. Tego wszystkiego, jeżeli nie wiecie jeszcze, z czym to się je, na czym to polega, to wszelkie informacje zostaną Wam tu udzielone. Będzie można spróbować swoich sił na fantomach, także zapraszamy. Czerwony namiot WOPR Toruń. Was również zaprasza. And down the line, ski division, ladies, GP1, Virginie Morales, number 7 from France, Janina Gracia from Portugal, 44, Naomi Benini from Italy, 46, Jasmin Ipraus from Estonian, 64, Janina Johansson from Sweden, 88, Ludar Dillon from France, 94, Jessica Chapin from France, 99, and Debbie Kullers from Netherlands, 111, but number 111.
No dobrze, Piotruniu, ale masz pultyny opalone. Masz policzko opalone.
Tam jest krem, zostawiłem. Jonek,
Proszę.
zostawiłem krem dla Agi. I tam leży na... Czują za szetką. Mam nadzieję, że to je, bo taka damska.
Paliwo macie potankowane?
Panie w najmocniejszej klasie skuterów stojących ustawiają się na linii startu do pierwszego wyścigu, pierwszego biegu klasy Ski Division Ladies GP1. Mamy dzisiaj naprawdę piękną pogodę tutaj w Ostrowie Warckim. Ja mówiłem już o tym na początku naszej transmisji, że kiedy przyjechaliśmy w czwartek do Ostrowa, było naprawdę bardzo paskudnie. Temperatura ledwie 12 stopni, mocno wiało. Nie rozstawaliśmy się z dresami, ciepłymi kamizelkami. Wczoraj jeszcze do tego doszły delikatne opady deszczu, a wiatr się wzmógł. Dzisiaj totalna zmiana w pogodzie, co nas bardzo cieszy. Akurat na termometrze mamy już 22 stopnie, a to jeszcze nie jest ostatnie słowo, które pogoda ma do powiedzenia na dzisiaj w Ostrowie Warckim. Ten wietrzyk jest naprawdę delikatny, także idealne warunki do ścigania się na tafli zbiornika Jeziorsko. Mamy przejazd pań za marszalem w tej chwili, czyli zapoznanie z torem. Za chwilę one powrócą na linię startu i rozpocznie się walka o punkty. Teraz panie Ski Division Ladies GP1, natomiast za chwilę kilka najmocniejsza dywizja skuterów stojących i chyba jedna z najliczniej obsadzonych klas, bo 23 riderów zobaczymy w Ski Division GP1. All the ladies goes in the starting line. Ważna informacja, mam oficjalne wyniki pierwszego wyścigu w klasie Runabout GP2. Domantas Valsnys, Matthias Simon, Peter Dryjak, to jest ta pierwsza trójka, Arnas Jakucionis. Tak, tutaj była kara. Anticipated starts. To wal start stop and go chyba. W każdym razie Arnas spada przez to na pozycję czwartą, a Kondzie ostatecznie kończy ten wyścig na pozycji 7. Osiem pań w tej chwili przygotowanych już do startu do pierwszego wyścigu Ski Division Ladies GP1. Woda gotowa, wieża gotowa, a więc za chwileczkę odpalą się silniki. Panie powalczą o punkty w swoim pierwszym wyścigu. Water is ready, tower is ready. And riders go, Ski Division Ladies, GP1 now on track. One of men in the water, one of woman in the water. Number 64, Yasmin Ipraus is the leader. The second, Jessica Chavon, number 99. The third is Virginie Morales from France. Number 7, fourth, Lou Dortilon from France. The fifth, Janina Johansson from Sweden. Naomi Benini from Italy. The sixth, 7, Debbie Kullers from Netherlands. Seven riders on the line. Now on the track, now on the water. 7 zawodniczek zameldowało się, proszę Państwa, na linii startu, a na tej pierwszej pętli Yasmin Ipraus zgodnie z oczekiwaniami, Jessica Chavon i Virginia Morales. Luther Dillon na pozycji 5 płynie Jalina Johansson, 6 jest Naomi Benini, a stawkę zamyka Debbie Kullers w pierwszym wyścigu klasy Ski Division Ladies GP1.
Bad start for Yasmin Ipraus. She just pulled off the first full lap with a 2.0079. Janina Johansson in second with a 2.0705. And Virginia Morales with a 2.1203 is up in third. Lute Dartelot is in the hunt here in fourth place. She's got a 2.2263. She's in fourth. And Naomi Benini is in the fifth place spot. And Naomi, what is your time? 2:25.47 for her. Debbie Kullers in sixth. Debbie, shout out to you for doing dual. You're actually doing dual motos today. Very impressive. She's running in the runabout division as well. Janina Johansson, yeah, she just moved up. Janina is in sixth with a 2.3135. And Joanna Grassa currently has a 2:16 3-2 on that last lap. All right, we are officially underway with the ski division. This is the women's division, GP1, Moto1. Had to take a quick break there.
Teraz panie na wodzie w najmocniejszej klasie Ski Division GP1, natomiast za chwileczkę najmocniejsze skutery stojące pojawią się na wodzie w swoim pierwszym wyścigu, czyli Ski Division GP1.
You know, talking about dual workouts here, Janina Johansson just got through off the track, literally, in that GP2 runabout class and did really well. She's in top 10, and now she's right back at it in the ladies division GP1. So she's turning into the Iron Woman as well. You're watching the ladies race, and Yasmini Proust from Estonia is wicking it up. You can find her pretty easy out on the track. She's on boat number 64. I had a great interview with her this week. You guys check that out on Facebook and social feeds. And of course, Emmy, our social media manager, has been grabbing some great pics and updates all day long. If you have a chance, say hi to Emmy as well. She's amazing. All right, you're watching the Dragon. I'm going to call her the Dragon. Boat number 64, Yasmini Proust. She said she actually felt like that was her spirit animal, and I could totally see that. She has a lot of fire. I've watched her compete for the last 6 years, and it is fascinating to see the combination of aggressiveness, but she channels that very professionally, and she's quite interesting because on the water she really channels a lot of finesse and aggressiveness at the same time. It's hard to describe, right? She's just fast, but she's balanced. It's like Sly. How fast she looks, she doesn't seem like she's moving that quick. Yeah, she's just good. I'm trying to describe, she's awesome. I'll do it that way. All right, talking about boat number 64. Unfortunately, the young lady that took the European Championship last year, Benedicte Drange, is not out on the water right now. She got a pretty severe illness, and the doctors did not clear her to hit the water this weekend. So Benedicte, I don't know if you're in the stands, but much love to you, you incredible woman. We love you, girl. But unfortunately, we will not be able to see her on the water. Hopefully, she will be cleared by August, which is in the World's kickoff on that tour. So hopefully she'll be ready to go. As I am speaking to you, I could see the riders going down to do a quick practice. That is Lino Araujo down there on boat number 27. What a great story that gentleman has out of Portugal. We'll talk more about him as we get to runabout racing in just a little bit. Right now, it's all about the girls. Benedicte Drange, again, your 2024 European champion. And I was just going to take a look down here. Sophie Borgstrom was in second last year. Naomi Bonini was third. Virginia Morales was in it in fourth, and Yasmini Proust ended up with fifth. Yeah, that was last year. Right now, the reins are firmly in Yasmini Proust's hands. There's the world champion. Oh, that's right. I said world, and I got excited. Not yet, but you want to be.
Yeah, I want to be the world champion, but maybe this year.
Maybe. Just checking out these cool earrings. All right, so you got sick. That sucks. And the doctors didn't clear you. Also sucks. Will you be ready for August?
I hope so. The organ values have to go down, and when they are down, I can start training again. So hopefully we'll be ready for August.
Okay, well, you look great. I mean, you don't look like you feel too bad, hopefully. That's very deceptive. What are your goals? What are you hunting for this year? I mean, I know a world title, obviously, but I mean, do you have some other like personal things you're trying to do better?
This season, I'm only focusing on the world championship. I'm focusing on taking the title. I will be going to the military next year, so this is like my season. So
Wait! Back up! Back up! Military? What's this all about? You going to the military?
Yeah, from January to January 2026 to 2028. 27, I will be in the Army or the Navy.
Wow. Why? I mean, that's sorry. I had to ask that question though. But why?
In Norway, everybody who is 19 has to go into the military.
Oh, I was not aware of this. Okay, thank you, baby. You're awesome. I did not know that. All right, so you have to go do military time. And what's that involve?
I don't know yet. I will be probably going on a boat, but we try to. I said I have to.
That'll be easy.
So I said to them that I want to do racing also. So we're trying to find a way to combine those two.
Wow. All right. Well, you're amazing. I didn't realize that you had to do the military thing. Well, that would explain my Mattias is doing it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm catching on slowly. Let me just ask, because how long have you been racing? I knew you started as a junior, but what year?
I started racing in 2011.
2011. All right. And this year wants to take the world title.
Yeah, absolutely.
So proud of you. All right, you guys had the chance to catch up to Benedicte Drange. Do you want to announce a little about this and talk about the competitors? This is, after all, your class.
Yeah, so it's not easy to say now because it's a new season. People have been training over the winter. It looks like Jasmine is in the water.
What? Jasmine went down.
Yeah, she's in the water over this.
Yeah, she is, right on that backstretch. She just went down. Course marshals are over there checking her out. She's not on her new boat, though, I don't think. She's got her other boats heading to Indonesia.
Yeah, all of us have our skis sent to Indonesia, so it's tricky to say this season because for the European Championship, people have new boats, they're not used to them, and people have been training, so it's not easy to see what the outcome will be, but it will be exciting this season.
Yeah, I think so. You got a really strong class of competitors, and anybody can take this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so Jessica Siobhan's been fighting a little bit of trouble with her foot. She, you saw that? Her foot was pretty swollen. And I think she had a problem even in qualifying as she went down, and that's odd to watch Jessica Siobhan go off her boat. Speaking of odd, your race leader is currently off the boat, and she is losing positions as we speak. That is going to give it over to Jessica Siobhan. They're still showing Yasmin Epraus as second, but they have not gotten her back on the boat, and I think that boat might be broken. Or it's not starting. No, that's not good. So, well, we'll see if she even holds on to that. Virginia Morales has moved up to second. Yasmin Epraus still down in the water out on that back stretch. That was your race leader. Yeah, she's going to move down the slot here. Currently, Lou Dardelot is showing as fourth. Say what now? Hi, Drone. Hello, this is Benedicte Drange, European champion, 2024. She's amazing. She used to race the race boat number 10. I'm going to let her tell you the story about the race boat number. Ready, go.
So for 2 years, I was riding number 5, and every single race, I ended up in number 5. So then don't tell me to change my number, and then I become the European champion.
That's weird, but also awesome. I have to say, that wasn't just the number, though, okay? So she, in fact, that was my first interview with you. I'll never forget this. By the way, she's super cheeky. My very first interview with Benedicte, I don't know what I said. It was something about who you've been training with or whatever, and you were like, no, my brother taught me how to race. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember. That was probably like 10 years ago or something.
Oh, my gosh, you're about yo tall. But the feistiness has not changed a bit, and I love that about you. You're the rock star. All right, let's take it back to the water. I'm just going to catch up, but she's going to hang out with me because she's amazing, and this is, in fact, her race. So I'm up here with Benedicte Drange as we talk about women's racing, and that was a huge upset in this first moto for Yasmin Epraus, especially after running in the first place spot. She was at least 5 laps in before the drama ensued, but right now it's actually showing her as last, and I'm not sure if they pulled her in or not. I was busy talking. Did she get back going? Yeah, she is getting the tow hook. That sucks. I'm just going to call that like it is. Hate that. That is the worst feeling in the world. 2 horrible feelings. Breaking on the water. I'm going to see if you agree with this. And a creepy or gross start. What do you think?
The worst thing is definitely breaking on the water, because if you have a bad start, you can always go full on, do 110%, then you can come back up and you can race your way all the way to the top. But if the ski breaks, it's not much you can do.
Yeah, it's just a horrible feeling. especially after all the training. I mean, you got to imagine these guys train. I mean, you're 365, aren't you? I mean, it's every week.
Yeah, every week, every day.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Again, hanging out with the, or hanging out, not hanging up, hanging out with the 2024. Hey, it's a long day. I know. It's all the Lithuanian names. It's got me really messed up. In my head, I'm panicking. Gonna have to say more Lithuanian names later. Oh, this is great. Anyway, so I'm hanging out with Benedicte Drange. This young lady is, well, I would just have to say, you raced juniors, even with the guys, you were showing some sparkle. Like you were hunting the guys down in the junior classes. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, my first about 10 years of racing, I raced only with guys. And it's the last 3-4 years when I started to race with the girls.
Do you like both? Do you still hop in the guys' classes and the local races?
In all the local races, I always race the guys' class, but because I think it's much more hard and I get a lot of experience for it.
Yeah, I would totally agree. There's Emmy. Hey, you guys, I just want to point out our social media goddess right here, Emmy. Be sure and drop by and say hi to her. She's catching all the cool action this weekend, and she is amazing. She flew all the way out from Italy, and she's still cold. I don't understand that, why she's still wearing a jacket. I'm over here sweating like a, well, never mind. I'm sweating like a seagull hunting a French fry, I'll put it that way. So there's a lot of sweat happening. And meanwhile, Emmy's over there cold. Benedicte, race conditions, what's your favorite?
I prefer choppy water and hard tracks.
Let's go, Biggie. Speaking of that, let's go back to the water, take a quick look. Jessica Siobhan on lap number 11. We are 14:50 in this one with 15 minutes plus a lap to go. She's only got a few more minutes. She should be catching a white flag here. Yeah, I think we're going to get it on this next lap. Where is she? She's over on the right hand. Oh, there she is out of the split section. Isn't it amazing how quickly you pick out the racers because you know them so well? I could see Jessica Siobhan a mile away. Man, she sure lit up the worlds in Kuwait in 2020. I'll never forget that. White flag is jumping up for Jessica Siobhan, who, by the way, is picking up the penalty buoy, so must have felt like she had missed a buoy out on the track, so she indicated how to take care of that. Pick up the penalty buoy, which sucks, by the way. And so she's on white lap right now. But anyway, she had an amazing win, and I think that was the moment when I said, okay, this girl, she's had enough seasoning in this women GP1 class. She's ready to take it on. And it does take a couple of years, doesn't it, to get used to these classes?
Yeah, definitely. The skis are much bigger and it's much more acceleration. So a lot of years take and a lot of training.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And, I mean, you're talking next level speed as well. Okay, will you tell me how fast the boats are going?
No.
See? What is up with this? Nobody will talk to me. I know, kinda. All right, I'm gonna throw some numbers out, and if your eyes start glowing, I know I'm close. 75. Oh, yeah, okay. 80. Oh, I'm close. I'm getting close. Speaking of close, we've got Jessica Siobhan getting close to the win. It is going to be Virginia Morales second, Lou Dartelot in third, and Naomi Benini fourth. Janina Johansson, who's been doing double duty, taking fifth. Let's see how it unfolds as we get ready for Jessica Siobhan to walk across that finish line. Lickety-split. And I'm hearing the whistles out. That must be from the riders coming in. And here she is, Jessica Siobhan. Ba-boom! Taking the win in Moto number 1. Lovely job for the young lady out of France. I think she might take a victory lap. Got to take an extra. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just threw the white flag. I thought the white flag. Yeah, it's checkered. They are done. It's not just me.
No, they are finished now. She's just taking another lap because she is so good trained.
Yeah, victory lap. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Really what happened is I don't think she saw the checkered flag, which also happens. I'll tell you how that unfolded. There was a lap rider coming through, and I think she was really trying to focus on not taking the lap rider out.
Yeah, I think so, because she was focusing on another rider, and then she didn't look up at the tower for Marco, and she must have missed it.
Yeah, no worries. That happens. She's got extra gas. It's good. Coming up next, you guys, we are going to have the ski division. And I'm going to try to catch up with Yasmin Ypras as she comes up and see what happened underneath that boat. But a heartbreaker for the young lady out of Estonia. And again, the checker flags are out. Oh, yeah, you can double check. You've got the course marshals with the red flag. So we are clearly done with this one. As we're going to do our final race for the morning session, then we're going to take a quick lunch. for about an hour, and then we will be right back with Runabout GP1. And then we're going to start with Moto number 2. And there we go. Jessica Javon, officially twice over, taking the win in Moto 1. Beautiful job for her, for the young lady out of France. 2 world titles now. She is not just 1, but she has 2. Started that first one in Kuwait in 2020, which was wild because right after we got back from Kuwait, I think it was 2 weeks later, they shut that airport down for COVID. It was, that year. All right, let me catch up with this mighty dragon. See, I got your new name all light out. How are you, girl? That sucked.
Yeah, but in a way, beginning of the season, which is better.
Yeah, that's true.
Than in the middle or at the end when it matters the most. So we gotta learn from that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I love your attitude, as always. You take this stuff very pragmatically. It's like, I've got to do it. Do you have any idea what happened?
It must be something electrical, not the engine. So that's good. Something that we can fix.
Was it the hard stop where you roll over the front?
No, it's slowly died.
That's the worst.
Yeah, but all the girls passing me were like, I was like, yeah, well, sucks.
Taking a swim.
Yeah, I had a nice view on the race on the other side. Nice ice swimming, good for the legs.
A little cryotherapy. Oh, Yasmin, you're just an absolute wonder. It's a joy to talk with you. Go get him, Moto number 2.
Absolutely, we'll try.
All right, girl, thank you. All right, back from cryotherapy, Yasmin Epraus. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for Ski GP1. Do you ever want to race this class, Benedicte?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're crazy. That's my theory on that one. All right, who do you think's going to win it? Yeah, see, I never know in these classes anymore.
So it's not easy to tell.
It is. First race of the season, everybody's trying to get these boats tuned. A lot of them are testing new combinations. So it's not just top-end speed. I know that seems to sort of be the thing, that you want to see how fast the boat goes, but that's really not it. In fact, I would say over half of it is just keeping the boat hooked up. So that's what we're talking about when we say combos.
Yeah, you have to have the acceleration, you have to have the radius on the turns, and you also have to have the top speed in the start. So it's much the mechanics has to do.
Yeah, a lot of work. Yeah, the rider is just the pretty face. I'm kidding. That's not true at all. Not even remotely true. But it is a team effort for sure. How many people are on your team?
On my team now, I think we are 10, and we have like 20 extra supporters at home.
Wow. Okay. And then how many, when you do the local races, how many come to Estonia for the local races? At Norway. How many come to your local guys, your local races?
Riders or people?
Yeah, riders, sorry.
It depends. Sometimes we are like 25 riders, but not in GP1 though. Then we have like maybe 10.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, you've got a good teams, bunch of good teams. Not surprising. All right, hold on. Let me get ready for this rundown. Don't go anywhere. Oh, well, Poland's growing too. All right, we are on to Ski GP1. Let's take a look back in time. And yes. All right. Whoa. That was... Okay, I don't know what that is then. Help, what's happening? It's really loud. All right, in 2024, it was Quentin Bosch that took the European Championship. Kevin Rederer was in second, Morgan Perret in third, Jeremy Perret in fourth, and Toshi Ohara rounding out your top 5. I'm going to take a moment here real quick and catch up with our title sponsor from Taurus Sea Power. And I have to tell you, I've been shopping. That is a dangerous series of tents down there. I saw Can-Am Spider. I saw some incredible ATVs, but the coolest thing I saw was these kid ATVs. Can you guys give me the update on what's happening in the recreational vehicle department?
Yeah, we have a lot of nice toys in our offer. And also these small ATVs for the child is really new products. But of course, the more important is watercrafts, Sea-Doo, ATVs, Can-Am. This is the main parts we sold in Poland. And we are a distributor in Poland for I think 20 years, and it's really good products that it is really good fun to work with it.
Really super honored that you were a part of the Sea-Doo division. That manufacturer and company has been so innovative over the years, including when the Spark came out over a decade ago. Not only changed the consumer market, it actually changed the race divisions as well. So always in front and innovating. What is new in Sea-Doo and Can-Am for you in 25?
Yes, like you said, the Spark is changed the world. In this year we have also new products. Of course, Can-Am lineup SSV Maverick is a new product, and it is take a lot of new customers. But also in the three-wheel segment we have one new, completely new unit. It's called Canyon. Of course we have one piece here, and if somebody wants to sit down, this it is for use. And yeah, BRP all time thinking about new products and change colors, change some details, and try find new customers in the world. I would like also take one moment, because you know we work like a distributor, but we work with the companies which take care about the customers, and it is really important to have good partners in our team. And one of the team is with us. It's Moto R company, and I would like confirm that it is really important to have good company, good people in the team, like in your organization.
Oh, no question. Yeah, no question. I really appreciate that. You know what? I've been very negligent. I didn't actually introduce you guys, so if you could real quick introduce yourselves. That way, if they want to reach out and ask questions, I want to make sure that they know who to talk to. So if you would just let them know your name.
My name is Przemek. I'm from Taurus Sea Power Company, and this is Arek from Moto R Company from Stąporków. And I would like to thank you, Arek, because he helped us to get more really happy customers in the Poland and all Europe.
You guys are the best. If you don't mind, I'd also like to thank you, and of course Anya Yehimik, for helping getting you involved yet again, and for being our title sponsor. It means more than you know. The riders, if you would, please drop by and give these guys a huge thanks. It's a big deal that you are invested in this sport like we are, and we're very, very honored to have you be here.
Also, thank you to get here a company like this, which make really nice races. And it's good that we have good weather and start with next racing.
There you go. All right, on that note, I think it's a wrap, other than I need to figure out how to get a Can-Am Spyder in my carry-on. Still working on that logistics. I'll get back to you. You guys, thank you once again, and thank you, Taurus Sea Power. All right, back to the water, Tomek.
Przemek i Arek. Ja tylko powiem, że Dawn Dawson rozmawiała przed chwileczką z Przemkiem i z Arkiem, dystrybutorami z firmy Taurus Sea Power oraz Artmar, dystrybutorami sprzętu Sea-Doo oraz BRP różnych marek, którzy opowiadali o tym, co to jest najmocniejsze skutery stojące. Power on the Water, najmocniejsze skutery stojące, czyli klasa Ski Division GP1 w składzie. Tutaj aż 23 riderów w stawce, a są to Quinten Bosze z Belgii, Thomas Bento z Portugalii, Morgan Poré z Francji, Valentin Dardillon z Francji, Dag Martin Drange z Norwegii, Paul Thomas Francja, Phil Segers z Belgii, Tomasz Kete z Węgier, Javier Passelot z Belgii, Mark Hasner z Niemiec, Matteo Benini, Włochy, Anders Keller z Danii, Tange Mise Wieser z Francji, Kerto Kase Estonia, Oliver Koch-Hansen z Danii, Nizar Abdul Yadayel z Arabii Saudyjskiej, Michael Poré, Francja, Jeremy Ratin z Francji, Maxence Russell, Lukas Binar, Dan Hecke, Joni Hamelin i Matthias Reiners w tej chwili w akcji na wodzie. Ski GP1.
Yeah, this is a big, in short, this is a huge field. We got 23 riders that are going to be on the line today on this first moto for the ski division. What happened? All right, again, Quentin Bosch, Thomas Bento. Quentin Bosch is out of Belgium. He's on the number 1 boat. Thomas Bento on the number 3 boat for Portugal. Morgan Prix on the number 7 boat for France. Valentin Dardelat on the number 8 boat, also riding for France. Dag Martin Dronge on the number 10 boat, riding for Norway. Paul Thomas riding for France on the 14 boat. Phil Seegers riding on the 16 boat for Belgium. Thomas Kete riding for Hungary on the number 17 boat. Xavier Pesalou on boat number 24 for Belgium. Mark Hassner for Germany on the 31 boat. Benini Matteo riding for Italy on boat number 48. Anders Keller, brand new papa, congratulations. He's on the double nickel. Field of competitors and a lot of world champions already sitting here ready to rock and roll.
Ski GP1 aktualnie na linii startu to są najmocniejsze skutery stojące i klasa naprawdę naszpikowana gwiazdami tego sportu. Oj, będzie się działo za momencik. Tak jak wspomniałem, 23 riderów, naprawdę światowa czołówka. I za chwileczkę zobaczymy ich w akcji na wodzie. To jest pierwszy wyścig z 3, które będą rozgrywane w tej właśnie klasie. Ski Division GP1 down the line.
Yeah, and I noticed Mika Prey is actually lined up on that inside split as well. Got a chance to catch up with him earlier. He's on a very fresh engine, and they were talking about how much faster that boat is out of the hole. Let's see if he's able to convert into a hole shot, but he's been pretty happy with the speed of that boat this year, so keep your eye on boat number 77, Mika Prey. Matthias Reiners lined up on the outside. You got a chance to watch him just a few minutes earlier take the win in GP2 ski. He too is going to be a threat. Of course, Anders Keller's had a very fast boat. This is just a stellar lineup of riders as we get ready to go, and the light system has started. Once we go past the whites, they are unable to turn the boats off, and we're out. And sure enough, Mika Prey with a great start. Quentin Bosch had the line on that inside, and he is going to hold it. Mika coming in right in second. Good start for Quentin Bosch on the inside. And Oliver Koch-Hansen cover from the outside spit like a hot minute. So Quentin Bosch unofficially going to grab that hole shot. Oliver Koch-Hansen will be second. Mika Prey is going to line up third. Nice start for the rider from Belgium who had the title from 2024. It's going to be Matthias Reiners up in fourth. Looks like Valentin Dardelat in fifth. Oh, check that. Keller Anders is in fifth. Valentin Dardelat has dropped back into sixth as we get underway on our first lap. Well, we got a clean start as we get, underway. Trying to kill myself on these obstacles. And already we've got some red flag as we got a rider down in the water. So we have a red flag on this one. We are going to restart this race. Again, a red flag is out. A couple of reasons for a red flag. This one looks like we are getting a rider back in. Boat number 87, and that is going to be an opportunity for us to get these course marshals in the water. That's actually Lucas Benar out of the Czech Republic, so they're going to bring a rider in here.
Mieliśmy tutaj stłuczkę na to, że będzie potrzebna interwencja medyków. W tej chwili jeden z rajderów, to najprawdopodobniej któryś z Czechów, na noszach zostanie przetransportowany do karetki.
All right, so once again, we are under red flag conditions. Basically what that means is we'll need to clear the water so that we can get the EMTs and our incredible course marshal team down there to get Lucas Benar taken care of. They are bringing him in and they will get him some help right away. And then as soon as they do that, we will get you the updates on how he's doing. But again, it was boat number 87, the gentleman out of the Czech Republic that went off his boat. So we'll get you that update shortly.
Już wiadomo, że jeden z Czechów mocno ucierpiał tutaj w tym starciu. Podczas tego startu oczywiście wyścig został przerwany. Rajderzy ponownie wrócili na linię. Za chwileczkę będzie powtarzana procedura startowa. No może za chwil kilka, ale wcześniej to musi być udzielona pomoc i możecie w tej chwili zobaczyć, jak szybko działają ci ratownicy. Bo tutaj liczą się naprawdę sekundy.
So again, we follow very strict procedures when we do that. We will be probably taking him in to get checked out. That's why we have 2 ambulances here. That's a backup procedure, so that's just part of the safety protocol. So we will get him taken care of right away. And meanwhile, we'll just be on standby and we will restart this race in just a moment.
Tak, będziemy mieli powtórkę procedury startowej, o czym mówiła przed chwilą Dawn Dawson, a w tej chwili Czechowi udzielana jest pomoc przez ratowników. Wszystko bardzo ostrożnie w tym sporcie. No od razu pierwsza rzecz, która nasuwa się na myśl, kręgosłup. I tutaj ratownicy robią wszystko zgodnie z procedurami.
Typical procedure on that, we're going to have the boats just pull out of the water a little bit so that we have an opportunity. And again, you guys, if you can make sure that we've got just a clear channel through here, just so that we can get him up to the ambulance as quickly as possible. Yeah, we're just going to get him stabilized and then we'll get him moved out. But again, I appreciate you guys supporting. We have a pause right now on Ski GP1.
Zbliża się tu do nas tylko karetka wodna. Tutaj ratownicy i polscy, i czescy pospołu udzielają w tej chwili pomocy poszkodowanemu. Naprawdę poważnie to wygląda, proszę Państwa, bardzo poważnie.
Appreciate you guys clearing the ramp for us. As I mentioned, we are going to need to develop and get a transport right away. So thank you so much for clearing that ramp for us. Again, very specific protocols. Whenever we have a rider down, we will move them quickly to the EMT area. So just stabilizing, and of course we will get you an update.
Słuchajcie, w miarę możliwości odsuńcie się tutaj. To jest naprawdę bardzo poważna akcja, ratownicy też wymagają spokoju. Słuchajcie, nie stoimy, nie obserwujemy, nie robimy fotek, nie robimy zdjęć. Słuchajcie, i trzeba zabrać te skutery stąd, bo będziemy musieli zrobić drogę karetce. All the VRPs take off from the fake, from the way. That's way need to all the quads off from this way. We need a way to emergency.
Absolutely typical of our amazing racers. I saw Morgan Perret and Keller Anders helping get the boat out of the water. You guys, thank you so much for doing that. As always, great camaraderie. Laurent Boucher actually was helping as well. Anytime we have something like this, of course, it impacts all the teams. So we'll just stand by. We'll get you these updates. We've got a very competent team down there working with Lucas Bernard. Again, when the gentleman on boat number 87 was the one that was impacted in that crash. Meanwhile, the other riders are just going to be on a break for a minute. You can see them pulling the boats out of the water, and they're just going to take a moment. Again, I want to thank all of the people watching. I appreciate you clearing the ramp for us so that we can get the emergency vehicle down here.
This is the motor. This is the from Estonian team. That must off. Take it off from the way. We need a way from emergency.
Guys, thank you for doing that. Yeah, we're going to try to get this ambulance back down here so that we can just move them minimally as possible. So if you have any of the vehicles on the ramp, to include the GoPeds, if you would, appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Just want to give a huge props to the WOPR block. This is a world-renowned team down here working, and we are really blessed to have this high level of competency. If I could have everybody clear the ramp, though, pretty please. I appreciate it. We're going to be bringing that ambulance down in just a moment. Thank you, guys.
Tradycji stało się tak. Co? Jak to kurwa zwykle nie. Widziałeś to? Nie, ja słyszałem w ogóle, wiesz, bo ja poleciałem po jakiegoś zamkniętego na lewo, który wpadł ten.
All right, you guys, here's your quick update. It looks like we're going to be pulling the boats out of the water. We'll run that, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're going to run this after our lunch. We originally were going to run the ski division during the morning session. To Jeremy Prix, I have got the inside scoop. So when we come back from lunch, we are going to be doing Runabout GP1, and we'll run Ski GP1 at the end of the day. That's the way we'll roll that Moto number 1. So again, thank you again for clearing that ramp, and thank you so much to our support and emergency team for being right on that. I will give the update on Lucas Benar as soon as we have it. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and take a break for lunch. All of the ski division is going to go back and rest up. They will be the final race of the day. When we come back from lunch at 2 p.m. today, what we'll do is we'll start with Runabout GP1. Thank you so much for joining us on the live stream this morning. We'll be back at 2 p.m.
Czeski zawodnik już w karetce, za chwileczkę zostanie odwieziony do szpitala, a tutaj dopiero po przerwie obiadowej, którą właśnie mamy teraz, będziemy powtarzać ten drugi wyścig. Więc troszeczkę wcześniej mamy przerwę obiadową, troszeczkę wcześniej mamy ten lunch break. Przepraszam, Aston Martin. Proszę? No, chociaż nie, no tutaj się...